Russell, so we're out at practice. This is the loudest training camp practice in the NFL. Have you ever gone to Pete Carroll and said, Pete, can you just turn the volume down just a little bit?
Not at all. Today, actually, the funny thing was, we were talking about how loud it was in the red zone period, and we were saying how good it is to train your ears. And I was telling him, this is great. It gets to train our ears, it gets to train our minds, and it heightens your awareness, and communication. So I think that's critical for us, and we get to play in some tough environments. Our environment is the toughest one in the league, but it's good for us.
You had one of the most interesting negotiations I've ever seen, which came down right to the end. So I want to know, you gave the Seahawks, you and your agent, Mark Rogers, gave the Seahawks a deadline. And I want to know, that night when you were waiting for that contract to happen, did you think it was going to happen, or did you think, I'm going to go into the season without one?
I believed it was going to happen. I believe that it was going to happen for all the right reasons. And, I think ultimately I wanted to be in Seattle and wanted to be here, for the rest of my career. That's kind of my thought process and where to go and how to do it. And but the reality is that there's a business, and I think with the thought process on the deadline was that really we didn't want to go into this whole process of the off season and everybody writing, everybody
where
talking about
it's hanging over your head all the time.
We just wanted to focus on football, and if it was going to get done, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. There wasn't any more football really in between that time period, and so. But enough with the deadline. It was really more so about just wanting to be in Seattle. It was really about wanting to be here forever and playing for this organization. I've been blessed to be here. It's my greatest gift, one of my greatest gifts. I think my wife and my children are my greatest gifts, but to be here on this team is a special thing, and I'm grateful for that.
Are you even a little bit surprised at how well you have played in the NFL when you come in as a third-round draft pick and 28 of the 32 teams at least, not willing to take a shot on you because of your size?
I'm not surprised. I think you put the work in. I think, I put it on film in college, to be honest with you. I was fortunate to go to NC State, play there, go to Wisconsin. I have a special year there as well, and I just needed a chance. The knock was I was too short, and people didn't know, and it's okay. There's only been a few people that have ever done it. Guys like Drew Brees and certain guys, guys like Michael Vick and certain players that have done it. Steve Young, not the tallest guy, and so for me, I had to prove myself, just like anybody else, And for me, I came in ready to take the starting job and to do everything I could to earn it and prepare that way. And still the same thing today. Every day I come to work, I'm trying to earn something, and that's my mentality, and that's the focus every day. So I love the game, I love the process, and I have high expectations. That's the thing. You got to have high expectations if you really want something, and you got to believe in those expectations because of the work you put in. There's no mistake. There's no magic in it. It is what it is, and it takes what it takes. And I think that you have to put the work in. And I've been fortunate to be able to do that, and it's still a continual process every day.
You weren't drafted that long ago, but there was sort of, ever since then, it seems, across the United States, people are telling players to specialize in one sport.
Yeah.
And this year, you've got Kyler Murray who comes out. He's obviously a shorter quarterback. He's the only guy ever to be a top 10 pick in both baseball and football. And I sense that a lot of kids in the country are sort of inspired by that.
Yeah.
What do you think the message in that is?
Well, I think that guys like Drew, I've been fortunate to win a Super Bowl and crack some doors open, and I think Baker's done a great job coming in his first year last year, not being the tallest guy, and so we've some barriers have been kind of changed a little bit, I think, in the perspective. And then you got a tremendous athlete like Kyler as well, who's great in baseball and great in football. I think that one of the things that we can't do in society nowadays, and I tell kids all the time when I go to the camps, you've been in the camps before, and we coach over 10,000 kids around the country. And one of the things we do at the end of camp every time is we have a Q&A with the parents, and they always ask me this question: what do you think of what we should tell our kids? The coach is telling our kids to just play one sport, and there's probably a handful of people, right, that should just play one thing. If you're Tiger Woods, just an amazing golfer when you're that young, maybe you should just do that. But the reality is, the more you play, the more that you get to socialize with kids, because we're always playing video games inside. And there's nothing wrong with video games, but to get outside and play in the snow, to play in the dirt, to play in the rain, to hop in the water, to do all those things, to play as many sports as you can, to socialize, to be able to learn how to communicate, and to be able to learn how to adapt, to be able to have challenges and overcome them, right? That's what makes a true champion. And you have to have those experiences. And I've been fortunate to play football, basketball, and baseball and have all those experiences and tough games, tough moments. When I got the ball in my hand, I'm pitching in the 9th inning, and I may be up in the bat in the 9th inning. I may be playing point guard and get the key rebound. Okay, here's the last play of the game, the last shot of the game. You know, all those scenarios to be able to play defense and see things, and to play offense and defense, to play be a corner and play quarterback, and to understand that knowledge. That's all helped me in my game, and I think that's key. And to not limit kids, you know, to allow them to be unlimited and to have no limits, you know, to go as far as they can go.
Will there ever be another Deion Sanders, a guy who plays 2 sports simultaneously?
I think so. I think it's harder when you play quarterback, obviously, because just the amount of stuff you have to do on a daily basis.
But I could see you one day, you know, when you're 41 years old, wanting to play a few games with the Yankees at second base.
Hey, all I've wanted to do is steal a base and get up to bat one more time. But yeah, I think that I think there will definitely be another one. He's a generational. You know, there's Bo Jackson. Brian Jordan was a great one. Deion Sanders was phenomenal, obviously. So it's a rarity just to be at that high level. You know, he's one of the best to ever do it. So, you know, I love how Deion played the game. That's for sure.
Russell, have a great year. Am I going to get a Go Hawks?
Yeah, of course you are, man. Go Hawks, baby. It's going to be a great year. Can't wait. Good seeing you again.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.